Hello, hello. It's a terribly exciting day here. As you can see behind me, if you're very observant, it's Mr. Norman's happy birthday, and it's a big important birthday for him. So we've been having lots of fun. We've had a party on Zoom, which was moderately successful. We've been bike riding, and later on we're going to have an Indian takeaway for our tea. So we're very excited about that. So he's having a very happy day. It's chapter 35, it's the very last chapter of Varjak Paw. Before I get on with reading this for you, I just want to say, I think there's a few more children I haven't said hello to. I think Maggie Rose might be one, hello, and Mikita, I think, and Rose, hello Rose, and Neve, and Isabel. I think that's about everybody. I know also that Granny has been watching this story every day. And if you're in J class, you definitely know who Granny is. So I'll say hello to Granny, and I know that Granny sends you all her love as well. Last chapter of the book then. At the end, I'll tell you what we're going to be reading next. Chapter 35, the gentleman was gone. A great cheer went up. The cats from the cage came charging downstairs. Varjak Paw slumped to the floor. He should have felt like cheering too, but he didn't. All he wanted was a quiet place to rest. Some chance. Varjak Paw, you did it, said Julius. Varjak and his friends. They were swamped by admiring green eyes. The Mesopotamian blues swept them up and carried them on their shoulders. Around them, the street cats were taking over the Contessa's house. They were everywhere, celebrating their release, enjoying their freedom. Thank Jalal, that's over, said Mother above the racket. Now how are we going to get back to normal? Good thing there's all that dry food, said Father. It's not caviar, but it will do. Varjak stared at them, shocked. You don't want to stay here after everything that's happened? We can't go outside, said Father. This is our home, said Jasmine, and the Contessa's house. But there's no Contessa anymore, said Varjak. No more gentlemen. It's just us. We're on our own in the world. He heard a snuffling noise. It was Jay, Jethro, and Jerome. Don't be scared, he said. We'll start again. We'll find a new home somewhere. Just like Jalal when he left Mesopotamia. Except this time it'll be ours because we'll make it ourselves. Varjak Paw! Cludge! The family scurried outside as the colossal dog leaped back through the window. Tam turned to Holly, her eyes wide open with wonder. I don't believe it, she whispered. He actually talked to a dog. A real, proper dog. He's called Cludge, said Holly. He's a friend. Cludge's tail wagged merrily. That cloudy look was completely gone from his eyes. They were the clearest black now, and they sparkled with a new life. Man gone now, he panted. Man won't come back. Varjak grinned. You saved us all, Cludge. But how did you climb the wall? Cludge drew himself up to his full height. Walls scare Cludge, but friends need Cludge. He shrugged. So Cludge climbed wall. More cheers were going up. Some of the cats from the cage had found the gentleman's caviar. They were feasting like they'd never feasted before. Others were streaming through the shuttered green window, returning to their lives outside as the sun began to rise after the long dark night. Varjak turned to his family. That's where I'm going, he said. That's where I belong. But you and your friends, you saved us, said Julius. You're head of the family. You can't go now. Varjak smiled at his brother. I think maybe it's time there wasn't a head of the family any more, he said. There must be a better way of doing things. Show us, Varjak, said Jasmine. I'll show you how to hunt, to fight, to live outside if you come with me. He looked around the family circle. One by one they all looked down. But he didn't feel alone. He felt free. Varjak, thank you for saving us, said Father. You were right about the gentleman. We were wrong about your friends. We were wrong about a lot of things, but we can't come outside with you. Not yet, anyway. If you ever need us, said Mother, we'll be here. I understand, said Varjak, and at that moment, for perhaps the first time in his life, he really did. They said their farewells, and then Varjak turned to Holly and Tam. So, do you want to be in a gang then, he said. Tam nodded and grinned. There's only one gang I want to be in, said Holly, and that's ours. Cludge too, barked the big dog. There you go. Here's a picture of this new gang. Cludge carried them out. As they went, the friends talked and laughed together about the things they had done and the things they would do. Many of the cats they'd freed from the cage followed them, like they were leaders of a gang. So much lay ahead of them, anything was possible now. It was a beautiful morning. The earth was decked out in dewdrops. The open air was fresh and clean, and up in the clear blue sky the sun was rising with the promise of a new day, dawning on the wide world, shining bright and amber, like the eyes of Varjak Paw. And that, boys and girls, is the end of our story. We'll have a talk about that when we're back at school and we're back together. I hope you enjoyed it. It might be that you even want to draw a picture, something to do with Varjak Paw. Perhaps you can imagine what some of those scenes were like, some of those fight scenes maybe. You could draw a picture of that. Our next book that we're going to start tomorrow is this one. It's called The Accidental Prime Minister, and it's by Tom McLaughlin. Now, Tom McLaughlin used to be a journalist writing for a newspaper, and this is his first book for children. And I'll just read you the blurb on the back. It said, somehow, this is Joe on the back, somehow I ended up as Prime Minister. You'll have to read this book to find out how, but the point is I'm in charge. Woo-hoo! Behind every great leader there is someone waiting in the wings to crush them. Violetta wants to splatter me like a bug. We'll have to find out what this is all about. How does a child become the Prime Minister? And we will find out. I'll be reading this every day, every weekday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So tomorrow at 3 o'clock, the first chapter of our new book will be on YouTube. So tune in and have a listen. Sit down and pretend you're at the end of a school day, and we'll read this book together. It's been lovely to read to you again. It's been fabulous. I've really enjoyed Varjak Paw, and I can't wait to talk to you about it when we get back to school. And remember, all the things I tell you every single day, you're terribly precious, terribly lovely, and I hope you're being terribly good. I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.